Hello everyone, this is the second part of our lesson on the binomial option pricing model. In the first part of the lesson, we learned how to use the binomial option pricing model to value call options. And we've also looked at the relevant formulas. You can find a link to that part in the video description. And now we will focus on put options. This is going to be a lot easier because the arguments are pretty much the same. And the formulas will look very similar as well. So again, let's say we have a stock worth $100 today, which might go up to 120 or down to 80. Okay, so this is our stock. Again, we have, let's put the dollars as well. Again, we have our bond. So in the bond, if I invest $1 at the end of the period, I will get back 1.1. Okay, so nothing has changed. But now, instead of a call option, I have a put option. So let's say the risk-free rate is still 10%, as we can already see here. And let's also say the strike price or the exercise price is still $90, so same as before. Now, what is going to be the put option payoff? So that's the main difference. Everything else is going to be the same. So again, it can be, in the worst case, 0, because I may choose not to exercise it. I don't have the obligation. Or I will only exercise it if it's in my benefit to do so. Okay. So in this case, you actually take the difference between the strike price and the stock price. So the opposite way around. Okay. Why? Because put option gives you the right, but not the obligation to sell the underlying asset. So for example, here, why would I sell it for 90, which is the contractually agreed price, if I could sell it in the market for 120? So there's no reason to exercise the option here. So in this case, the put option payoff is 0. Okay. How about in the other scenario? Again, I may choose not to exercise it, or maybe this time it will be worth the exercise. So because the stock price is a lot lower now, say $80, and indeed there is a positive payoff of $10. Why? While the market price is only $80, with the contract, put option contract, I can sell the same shares for $90 and pocket in a difference of $10 per share. Okay. So the replication portfolio logic will be identical. So the put option price today will be delta times the current share price plus the amount I invest in the risk-free bond. So I can quickly show you how that works. So exactly the same arguments. So I purchase delta shares today. So this will be 120 if the stock price goes up. So the bond will give me 1.1 times the amount I invest in it, so B. So this will be now equal to 0. And in the scenario where the stock price goes down, the value of the stock component will go down as well. The bond component will be exactly the same. And I will set this equal to the put option payoff, which is again $10. So I can eliminate one of the variables. So let's say I subtract the second equation from the first one. So I have delta times $40 equals to, so these guys canceled out, 0 minus 10. So this is going to be minus 10. And in this case, delta is going to be a negative value, which means that I need to short the underlying stock when constructing the replicating portfolio. And this is quite common. So in this case, in this model, with the call option, deltas are typically positive, and with the put options, deltas will be negative. So I've already found my delta. So this is going to be basically minus 0.25 times the current price $100. So all I need to find is now the B value. Okay. So let's say I use the first equation and plug in delta. So minus 0.25 times $120. So this is going to be minus 30. Sorry, I didn't write it very nicely. Minus $30. Okay. And this is 1.1b. I'm using the first equation, equals to 0. Now I put minus 30 to the other side, so it becomes positive $30 and divided by 1.1. Okay. And basically, if I calculate this, this is going to be $27.27. Okay, so this is 27.27. So this is minus $25, right? And notice in the call option, B was negative. Here it is positive. So in the call option, I was borrowing at the risk-free rate. In the case of the put option, I'm lending at the risk-free rate. Okay, so I have a long position in the risk-free bond, and that is 27.27. So the price of the put option is 2.27. Okay. Again, we can verify this using the calculator we have on our website. So exactly the same inputs. Now the put option payoffs are 0 if the stock goes up, 10 if the stock goes down. Delta, as you can see, is minus 0.25, which is what we found. So we have a long position in the bond, and you can see indeed the put option price is 2.27 as we have calculated. Now let's look at the formulas for the put options. They are pretty much the same as the call option formulas, except that, we had call option payoffs earlier. Now these are put option payoffs. So again, we have the stock going up to SU or going down to SD, and we have the current put option price, which you want to find, and it might go up to PU or PD, okay? And the value of the P will depend on the delta, the current stock price, and the amount you invest in the risk-free bond. So here's a bit of homework for you guys to test your learning. So we have a simple example where you are asked to find the value of the call option and the put option. I would recommend you to do this yourself using the formulas shown earlier, and then you can visit our website and find a solution to this question, check it with the calculator, and make sure that your calculations are correct. That's it for this lesson. I hope you have enjoyed it. In the next lesson, we'll be talking about the Black-Scholes option pricing model. Bye for now.